So that's parts 1 through 5 played together slow. Here they are played in roll speed. Now part 6 begins by taking your thumb, bring it over the top of the neck of the guitar, and you're going to press down firmly on the 7th fret of your low E string. So I've got my thumb, I brought it over the top of the neck, I'm pressing down firmly on the 7th fret. Part 6 begins by picking your low E string one time. It will sound like this. And then following that, we're going to form the bottom 4 notes of a B minor bar chord. What you're going to do is this: you're going to take your pointer finger and you're going to lay it flat on the neck of the guitar here at your 7th fret so that you bar across your G, your B, and your high E strings. So I've got my pointer finger laid flat, I'm pressing down firmly on those 3 notes. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my ring finger and I'm going to place it on the 9th fret of my D string. Now you want to be sure that your ring finger is curved so that it is not touching the strings below it. So I have this chord formed, and like all the other chords that Jimmy plays, he's going to play melodies around these notes here. So after we play the 7th fret of the low E, you then form the bottom 4 notes of that B minor bar chord. So the notes I have pressed down now are the 9th fret of the D, and then we have the 7th frets of the G, the B, and the high E strings pressed down now. Now the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our pinky and you're going to place it on the 9th fret of your high E string. And we're going to strum from our D strings down one time. It will sound like this. And then after you've done that, you're going to move your pinky out 1 fret to the 10th fret of your high E string. You're going to strum down one more time from the D string down. After that, you'll move your pinky back to the 9th fret of your high E string and you'll strum from the D strings down once again. So far here in part 6, we have this played slow. We have this so far in roll speed. And then following that, what we're going to do is you're then going to pick your B string. You'll be playing the 7th fret because your pointer finger is barred there. Don't let my middle finger be confusing. It's not on the board. I had that B minor chord formed still. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to pick the B string, 7th fret where my pointer finger is. And after I've done that, I'm going to take my pinky and I'm going to hammer on to the 10th fret of the B string. So that's going to sound like this played slow. So far all together here in part 6 we have this played slow. And after you've played the B string and hammered on to the 10th fret like what I just did, you'll pick your pinky up off the board. We still have that B minor chord formed. You're going to pick the bottom 2 strings together. And then you're going to pick your D and your G strings together. And that will end part 6. So part 6 played all together in slow. So that's part 6 played slow. Part 6 played in roll speed. Now here's parts 1 through 6 played in roll speed. Now for part 7, what I'm going to do here is I'm first going to teach the way that Jimmy plays this part, and then I'm going to go back and explain a modified version, because in this part there's a couple of stretches with our fretting hand that some may find to be difficult. So I'm going to show 2 different ways. First, I'm going to show the way that Jimmy plays, and then I'm going to play it a modified way. So first, what we're going to do here in part 7 And both parts will begin like this. You'll take your thumb and bring it over the top of the neck of the guitar. You'll press down firmly on the 6th fret of your low E string. You'll pick that note one time. Then after that, you'll place your ring finger on the 8th fret of your A string. You'll play that note one time. Then after that, you're going to drop your ring finger down to the 8th fret of your D string, and you want to place your middle finger on the 7th fret of your G. You're going to pick those two notes, and after you've picked them, you will continue to press down firmly with both fingers and slide each finger down the neck 1 fret. So that will sound like this. So far here in part 7 we have this played slow. And then after that, you're going to bring your thumb over the top of the neck of the guitar. You're going to press down firmly on the 5th fret of your low E string, pick that note one time. And then after that, you're going to place your pointer finger here on the 5th fret of your G, and you're going to place your ring finger on the 7th fret of your D string. You're going to pick those two notes, and right after you've picked them, pick each of your fingers up off the board to stop those two notes from ringing out. It will sound like this. So far here in part 7, we have this played slow. And then after that, what we're going to do is this. Now this is where it gets difficult. So in both versions here on part 7, everything that I just explained, that's going to stay the same. Now here, I'm going to first show what Jimmy does, and this is the way he does it. What we're going to do next is you're going to leave your pointer finger right here on the 5th fret of your G string. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your pinky and you need to stretch all the way out to the 9th fret of your D. And what we're going to do first is we're going to pick our D and our G strings together. The two notes that are being played here are the 9th fret of the D and then the 5th fret of the G. That will sound like this. And then after that, you're going to place your ring finger on the 7th fret of your D and leave your pointer finger on the 5th fret of your G. Play those two notes together. And then after that, you're going to take your pointer finger and bar across your D and your G strings here at the 5th fret. Play those two notes together. So far here in part 7, we have this played slow. And then after that, what you're going to do is you're going to place your pointer finger here on the 5th fret of your D. And then you're going to take your pinky and place it on here on the 8th fret of your A string. We're going to pick the A and the D strings together. The two notes here will be the 8th fret of the A and then the 5th fret of the D string. It will sound like this. And then after that, you'll pick your pinky up, place your ring finger here on the 7th fret of your A, leave your pointer finger on the 5th fret of your D, then pick those two notes. So far all together here in part 7 we have this. And then after that, what we're going to do is you're going to take your pointer finger, lay it flat on the neck so that you bar across your D and your G strings. Here at the 5th fret, you'll play those two notes together. Then you'll leave your pointer finger barred right there where it is. You're going to take your ring finger and place it on the 7th fret of your D. You're going to pick your D and your G strings together. That will be the 7th fret of the D and the 5th fret of the G. And then after that, pick your ring finger back up and you will play the 5th frets of the D and the G once again. That will end part 7. And that's the way Jimmy plays this. To play that all together in slow will sound like this. Now to play the way Jimmy plays it in real speed will sound like this.